Okay, so I haven't really posted in a minute, been busy. We have been doing quite a bit of work on this car though, so I just want to go over a few things, pretty much what I've been doing for the past month and a half. So we did get the quarter panels on. Those are all nice and installed, put where they need to be. We still have some work to do on it. So we did paint the front. We put the Eastwood primer and top coat on it. We got these braces, those are welded in. Did a little bit of work on the firewall. We pretty much sealed up a lot of the holes. And then we got all this stuff seam sealed. We did the top, the rear portion. We got all this seam sealed. I think there is one more spot I need to do right here. And as you can see, I replaced that piece. And the reason why is because when the car is this upside down right now, obviously, but when it's flipped over and this is on the bottom, water just sits right in this plate and it just eats this out. So there was no seam sealer here before. I need to put some there so that doesn't happen again. And then yep, so we got this quarter panel on too. And then this is all finished already. I did a video on that. Yeah, so underside is pretty much complete. There was a few holes I welded up there too. And yeah, so I guess I'll show you what I'm working on now. I'm probably not gonna go too into detail on how to do this. So I got this knocked down. This was all the way up to here, so I smoothed that out. That way the water will actually roll over and bead to that corner. As said before, if it was sitting up here and I boxed it, it would pretty much have a place to where it would just hold water, and we don't want that. So yeah, I cut all this out and I made this plate. I'm not finished with it, it's just sitting in here right now. And eventually, whenever I finish this plate, this will get welded in all the way around. And then we got an air vent for the S550 HVAC. I got some brackets made for that, so we got one there, another right there. And I don't really like that bracket. I like this one. This one's pretty cool. But I couldn't really think of a way just where the bracket on the HVAC down there where it sits, it's just there's no good way to actually make a bracket for that. So that's what I went with. It's nice and solid, it's not going to go anywhere, and you're not going to see it when it's installed. There is a little bit of work I need to do here for the vent, or not the vent but a drain, I guess, for the condensation for the HVAC. So I got to put some holes here, and I guess from factory it just literally drains right on top of the transmission. Kind of mind blown by that. I feel like there should be some type of way to divert it around, or I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. As soon as I get this done, I'll be able to come back to the top and start doing this. So I'll show you the vent I got right here. So that guy will sit right here, and then all the cool air will come from here down into the HVAC. And originally it was over like right here, but just because of where that HVAC sits, we had to move it over. And then I welded up this piece too. This used to be completely open, so that way when this gets welded back in, it'll cover that hole and we won't have any water. And this will actually stick over or past this plate, so that way when water does get in here, because it's going to get in there, it'll run past it and it won't actually allow the water to go into it. Somehow, if that were the case, the water would have to jump back up over inside, and I just don't see that happening. And that's pretty much how OEM was set up too, and as far as I could tell, there's no real issues. Yep. And then I added some slope into this. You can see in that corner it's a little bit higher and it starts to narrow down, so that way whenever this car is upright, all the water will slope to that corner, and then it'll go down into that tube from there to the side of the car and then out the side. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on, getting to it. Still trying to figure out a color I want to paint this car. I'm either looking at a silver, or I have a color shift that I tried out. I think it looked pretty cool, but I don't know. We'll see.